Okay, what is up, my precious humans? Here we are on day 2 since I have gone live with my overriding decisions. So basically, this is me doing my IC investigation meetups before we have all of you joining the investigation meetings. We got to start somewhere, right? And so I want to get practice on reps, and I also want to get practice being comfortable talking to the camera. I've got it all up here. It's all in my head. I've been thinking about this, figuring it out forever. But now I've got to figure out a way to get it from here to there to you as quickly and as smoothly and as wonderfully as possible. But there's going to be a lot of ends and ums and buts while I practice, but I'm practicing. All right. And the commitment in one of my overriding decisions is to do at least 2 videos today, well, on top of doing my own IC meetups where I basically do a check-in on the overriding decisions that I'm working on. Now, for you, if you were coming into a meeting in the beginning, you don't need to set overriding decisions right away. You can just start to listen in to see how people are working on their instinctual cores, what overriding decisions they're working on, and how they're going about retraining their instinctual core. And you'll start to figure it out and see correlations because all instinctual cores work off the same template, the same user's guide. And we'll get to all of that. But today I'm just going to go through mine. And so let me share my screen with you. Which screen do you want? This screen? Yes, yes. Okay. Get this out of the way. And I set up my goals on yesterday's. Again, that was my day one of, since I set up my goals, I already knew what goals I wanted to set up. So I've got a pretty advanced system here. And the first one is to separate from my instinctual core. When you're doing more than one goal, you want to separate from you want to have separate from your instinctual core as the one that is not really focused on one particular goal. It's more of a broad thing for trying to always recognize that you have the ability to flip any situation from some monotonous task or cumbersome task into an exciting event each day. And that basically kind of starts to help you train your brain to be thinking, or you to be thinking that you are not your brain, and there's this great subconscious that's being trained by some separate other thing. Okay, so that's what you're doing, and I try to come up with one event each day, and the one I'm going to tell you about is my run this morning. I woke up early because I was pretty excited about day 2, and I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I was sat there for an hour trying to go back to sleep. I'm like, well, let's just get going. So I was at the park by 4:25. Check it out for my accountability. I'm going to show you that that is real. There's my Thursday morning activities. 2.95 miles, but the most important part about that is the 4:25 a.m. if you can see that. I also took a picture, but either way, I just need to show you one thing that says start time. So it was awesome. I had the park to myself. Now, what I flipped here is initially like I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing running this early? But I quickly caught myself and say, why am I making this miserable? And I started to, you want to find in your exercise, you want to find something that you really love that kicks ass, whether it be rowing or biking or mountain climbing or surfing or whatever it is you find, tennis, whatever it is you find entertaining. Okay. But you can even find the suck entertaining. What I was really enjoying out there is being out there before anyone and just loving kicking my own butt, feeling my heart pound, and just really getting into growth, knowing that I was improving myself. And so I didn't have the time to click the quick radar catch during the exercise, but I should have done it at that time. I'm going to try and get in the habit of always having my app. It's not officially an app yet. It's just a link to the site where I can go here. Always have that open. And it'll bring me to my overriding goals, and I can expand upon and click radar quick catch on anything at any time. Okay, so I did one here, did one there. Um, and then, okay, so overcome anxiety. That's what I'm doing right here. And I'm not going to do a radar and roar fully on. I'm going to do out of these out of these daily videos. I'm just going to check in on each one because I'm going to be, as I mentioned, doing two separate videos each day. And the reason I'm here so early is because I've got a dermatologist appointment at 7:30. So I want to try and get the videos done beforehand. I got to get out of here in like 22 minutes. So I'm going to make this kind of quick. Radar overcoming anxiety, just being on doing this. And basically, I am in the middle of an actual roar because instead of doing this in a state of fear, like, remember yesterday, I basically kind of wanted to throw up before getting on the video. I acted kind of cool and relaxed, but today, just on day two, now this isn't, let's just get real. This is not day two of me doing this. I've done a whole bunch of crappy videos prior to this. But now that I'm really kind of getting into the flow, I'm feeling already on the second day, feeling so much more comfortable, despite the fact that I just spit something at you. Uh, don't worry about that though. Okay, so that's coming along real well. But when I'm over doing the overcome anxiety, I always want to come on over here to my. Let me move you out of the way. Come on over here to overcome video fear, and I didn't reroute this like I promised yesterday. I'm gonna do that real quickly. Um, just gonna hide that row because we started 10:15. This is day one, and yes, I've got good formulas in there. Okay, so yesterday my main video was 56 minutes, and that was great. I didn't, spend a lot of time getting motivated to do that, so I probably started that around 11:30. But the goal, that was just first day. I didn't intend to get it by 9:10. Daily meeting, I did that. The video I worked on was day one, which was setting up my overriding decisions. Now, I don't know how many minutes I'm going to do today, but I do know that I started at 6:05 because or 6:02, we are 8 minutes into this. Time really flies when we're talking together, doesn't it? I'm going to do a radar and roar on exercise, and that'll be super duper exciting. And then I'm going to do quitting smoking is super hard or super easy. And I'm going to be comparing two people, one that's trying to quit smoking not when he has a default perspective, when all his thoughts and emotions are his own, and then one where that'll be Mark, and then one where Diego is doing it, quitting smoking using the IC solution, where he sees why the IC is getting him to smoke, and we'll see if that comes out. Did I finish the video yesterday? I did. And did I post it? I did. Even though it's kind of random that I'm just gonna be posting my daily extinction IC investigative meetups, which aren't meetups because they're just me. Okay, that is overcome anxiety. Start something new. Gonna do a roar quick catch here because I'm already coming in with inspiration and getting things checked off. I usually before my meetups I'll have all of this stuff checked off, but because of the meeting I have at 7:30, I'm going a little bit. I've got to come back to some of this stuff but I am right now updating the status, doing one meeting. This is the essentially my meeting now, even though this is 9:30. Then we're going to track nutrition and exercise and routine and must show accountability. Obviously, I've already shown accountability for making my workout before 5 and starting my videos before 9. And let's get back. Okay, overcoming unhealthy nutrition. Okay, I caught myself at least 6 times yesterday. I caught the IC saying, let's go get that nacho. Let's go get that Diet Coke. Let's go get that ice cream. And I'm really going to start to remember to click it every time I catch it because it just makes it so much easier when you don't have to say, when you don't think, oh, I really want to eat that, but I can't because I'm on this restrictive diet. When instead you say, oh, I see, Instinctual Core wants me to eat that poison, but we're not doing that. That doesn't actually help us survive. We're going to go eat something delicious, but also healthy. And that's another one I flipped yesterday. I wanted to get some ice cream, but instead I grabbed a big juicy pear for dessert and just biting into it. I felt like at one with the world saying, thank you, nature, for making this wonderful pear for me. Instead of, thank you, uh, food engineers, for making this poison to totally incorrectly light up the instinctual core and make me get addicted to something that's poisonous for me. No offense, ice cream manufacturers, or maybe some. Okay, so that's that, but and then that comes in coordination, of course, with the Start and Exercise program. And as I was just explaining, I roared the hell out of that this morning. I turned it into an event that I had to do because I was forced to, because I gotta go exercise and be in good shape, to an event that, even though it was punishing, it was fantastic. And I come over here, track my exercise and nutrition. This first day, I just basically set a bunch of maxes. But today I did chest slash try with a 3 mile run. 3 mile run. And that's kind of one of my favorite routines where I it's when for I used to do a lot of obstacle course races, and I'm going to start getting back into that, where I just run 3 miles, but every quarter mile I get an alert say do something. So I simulate an obstacle. When I'm doing chest and try, it's just a bunch of push-ups, dips, um, incline push-ups. Yeah, didn't get that creative. Just a lot of push-ups and dips. Um, but I was at a park, so I could jump up and climb on the playground and do them in fun ways without annoying kids, because there weren't very many of them there at 4:15. I did maintain perfect diet. I didn't do my dead hangs yet today. I didn't do the laps. I already did um, 80 uh, sit-ups on my push days. I do sit-ups on my pull days. I do lower back burpees. So maxed out. I didn't even try my muscle ups. That's I don't. This is not an intention to try these every day, not yet anyway. But see, these are on the daily. Um, then I weighed myself today, and I was down to 158.8, and I'm going to show these. Actually, I weighed myself, but I didn't have my phone with me, so it didn't register on the Renfo. But I'll show you. I'll start showing you that on the Renfo. Renfo is an app, is the name of the scales. Didn't do any other maxes, but you see I did a bunch of maxes yesterday. Pull-ups was 20, consecutive push-ups is 76. Um, and I want to get to 110. I want to get up to 40 pull-ups. 40 pull-ups is the most pull-ups I've ever done. And I want to get back there. And I think I can. Sit-ups did 39. I did 50 today. So take that, non-making maxes today. Start workout time was 4:25. And yeah, I didn't do any of these other things because I didn't do consecutive running. Okay. Yep, good. Okay, so we've basically hit everything. Of course, this one is I put here, just so you know. I'll be showing you, but this is really should have been here 3,154 days ago when I kind of uh, started this whole thing. And Well, I didn't have the IC goal tracker that at that time. I didn't have a way for the whole world to join me. I didn't have any of the science down. I didn't have any of the back end system down. I didn't have Yeah, I jumped around through so many different sciences to figure out a way to simplify this for all of us so we could be working on it together. So, done a lot of work, but finally, I'm doing the work to get it out to the world where I'm making the videos. So, I'm checking out now. I'm going to try and get a little bit of the next video in, but it's probably going to have to be when I get back from the dermatologist, the two videos that I promised you, which is one, a radar roar on exercise program and quit smoking, hard or easy. Okay, so that's all I got. Thank you very much. Peace out. Peace in the Middle East. Goodbye. How do I hang up on you?